So in 2013, when Hasbro announced their first line of Star Wars Black Series figures, the 112 scale, 6-inch scale, Star Wars figures, I think a lot of us that were longtime Joe fans and collectors were thinking, where's our Joes at? Can we get some Joes? Where are our Joes? So then, especially since DC Universe Classics and Marvel Legends had really, taken a lot of the focus of the toy market at the time. They were both really popular lines, so still are with Marvel Legends, as a matter of fact. But we thought a G.I. Joe line in that scale was kind of a no-brainer, so we were kind of hoping that would show up sooner rather than later. So I think 2019, these got announced. So, yeah, a few years later after that. But whatever the case, they might have been a long time coming, but we're glad they're here now. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at these figures. So G.I. Joe Classified Series 1, you get Roadblock, you get Duke, you get Scarlet, that box art looking suspiciously like my friend Jesse. That's kind of weird. But giving me that side eye, Jesse. Anyway, and the man himself, Snake Eyes, of course. And your only villain that you get in this assortment is Destro. But man, that is a good-looking Destro. Look how cool that looks. They're all pretty cool. But yeah, Destro I think is a real standout. I mean, if you had to imagine a 112 scale Destro, I think they pretty much nailed it on that one. That is impressive. Anyway, Snake Eyes, of course, looking very cool. Hard to mess that one up, I think. Pretty good looking figure. I made a comment about Scarlet's box art, but the box art and the figure look a little different in the face, but it's still a very cool figure. You definitely know who it's supposed to be. Very cool. That's pretty cool on the side there. I think the only minor complaint I have, and I feel bad even saying it because they're both still very good figures, but Duke and Roadblock seem to suffer a little bit from generic army man syndrome. I don't know. I guess they look alright now that I look at them here. I think Roadblock, though, is kind of the worst offender. His outfit just doesn't seem quite as unique as it did in like the old cartoons and comics. Maybe I'm just being a little too nostalgic there and whatever. I think I know there's an image of I think exclusive Roadblock that is a little too much on the side of being unique or whatever. Looks like something that would have been in G.I. Joe Extreme or something. It's to scale it back a notch. But anyway, still very cool. I loves me some Roadblock. Let's take an even closer look by cracking a few of these open. What do you say?
G.I. Joe will return after these messages.
Cobra's got the right materials. Cobra's got the perfect home. Cobra Terradrome. Cobra Terradrome. Cobra's got a threat more evil than G.I. Joe has ever known. Cobra Terradrome.
We're ready for the Joes. Launch the firebat.
G.I. Joe
Won't know
what hit them. G.I. Joe, American hero.
Will the Cobra Terradrome be the beginning of the end for G.I. Joe? Find out in Marvel Comics. Now back to G.I. Joe.
Okay, here are some opened up. I take it all back, Roadblock. You're cool. I think the problem I was having was there is a 4-inch scale Roadblock that is almost like perfectly exactly what I would envision a sort of retro slash modern interpretation of Roadblock would look like. The design is very similar, but it's just got that little bit extra that for me it's more of what I want, and that kind of spoiled me seeing that image. Kind of spoiled me for what we got in this first incarnation of Roadblock. But yeah, he's still very cool. The only compliment, jeez. The only complaint I seem to be having about this one is he and Scarlet, I'm having a hard time getting them to stand up on their own. I don't know what's up with that. I'm sure if I work with it a little bit more, I can figure something out. Comes with the accessory, the big energy weapon, not a standard machine gun type. The clip is removable, so that's really cool. And the knife, the little knife in the vest, comes out. So that's neat for accessories. Don't get a whole lot of accessories, but I mean, the figure itself is more than makes up for that. It's pretty darn cool. Not a perfect representation that, in my opinion, that I would prefer, but it's still really good. Scarlet, like I said, I'm having a hard time keeping her standing up straight. She's a little wobbly. I have the same problem, the wobbly problem with the snake eyes. Well, that's a little better. But, see what I mean? Well, hey, that showcases something else I was going to talk about. The crossbow is actually like 2 parts, so you have to put that together. There's a little bit of the eye is a little off, but I'm assuming that's because they had to paint around the hair, and that kind of threw it off a little bit. She comes with 3 knives that plug into the gear, so that's really cool. Some combat knife accessories. Oops, helps if I get them back where they go. But yeah, it's kind of a nod to her ninja training, obviously. But yeah, that's a good figure. Like I said, only trouble I'm having with that is keeping it standing up for some strange reason. Snake Eyes also is kind of wobbly when I got him out, but he does manage to stand on his own, so that's a plus. He's a very cool, kind of in-between classic and modern look. Has a knife accessory, has a sword accessory, and you can just take the backpack off if you want, and you can just plug the sword into that same spot if you so desired. Well, in theory. There we go. So yeah, if you didn't want the bulky backpack on there, has the sword accessory. I would have preferred a straight up katana blade, but that's cool too. There is a sort of sci-fi machine gun. Again, I would have preferred the old submachine gun pistol kind of thing that he used to carry, sort of classically. Also comes with another sort of sci-fi pistol on the side with a silencer. The silencer is not compatible with the machine gun or submachine gun, but it is compatible with the pistol, and that's cool. There's even a spot on the belt for the silencer. So that is pretty darn cool. Yeah, that initial run, I would have opened Duke as well, but he's the only one I don't have doubles of, so sorry about that. I was wondering how these would match up. They do seem to be scaled slightly smaller than your Marvel Legends figures. They would probably fit in better with the movie versions of the Marvel characters, because those tend to be a little bit smaller than the like comic book styled versions. And on that note, I brought in Cap, the movie style Cap, and I've also got, just for fun, the DC Multiverse Colonel Flag. They seem to scale up pretty well with that figure as well. So then you could mix and match, make your crew just for fun, add them on the shelf. And it looks like a pretty formidable group to me. So yeah, a good batch of figures all in all. Only a few minor complaints as usual. Yeah, that looks really good. Anyway, only a few minor complaints as usual. A good batch of figures. I'm looking forward to discussing more of these future classified sets with you guys. And I appreciate you watching. And until next time, thank you very much and see ya.
And with the collapse of the former superpower,
Several powerful factions now vie for control.
the threat is real. An evil organization calling itself SCAR.
Only as SCAR.
Their goal, nothing short of total world domination. Led by this man, known only as Iron Claw. We will be victorious! Not